Folks, welcome back to Conversations. We are your hosts. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Ben.
And today we have some young blood in the studio. He's a singer, songwriter, and performer. We had the pleasure of meeting him in 2016 when he trained at the Kinja's Dojo.
Hey.
Gang, gang.
Seeing him dance from hip hop to house, I remember taking many classes with you.
Yeah.
I got to see a piece of your artistry develop from dance and your singing artistry, and then it led to your 2018 debut album, Places Like Home, right?
Yes.
And which gained recognition from artists such as Jungkook from BTS, as well as other major publications such as Billboard, Radio China, Ear Milk, and more. He spent many years writing and developing in LA as an artist and as an international writer, where he has written Korean pop artists such as BAP. His music has gained rave reviews from Billboard USA, Digital Journal, Billboard Korea, and Billboard Radio China. You can check out his new single, Gold Rocky, featuring G2 and the Year of the Ox on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Park.
Hey, what's up, my brothers?
Let's go, Justin Park.
Conversations, man.
In the pod, bro.
Yes, sir.
They only did a few ums for your intro, so
That
I
was
gotta work on it. Better?
Yeah, get rid of the ums, bro.
I know.
It's okay.
I gotta
Getting
just
better.
I just gotta rehearse it like it's a
Yeah, you
a
gotta
script.
practice it, man.
Like a script.
Practice it like Justin practices, man.
Just,
This what was practicing in the living
Doing
room.
the Mimi Mimo moves.
It's all about practice.
Yeah,
Dude.
you're getting your throat ready, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Just like Iverson, man.
Yeah, bro. Justin, thank you for coming through to the pod, man.
새해 복 많이 받으세요.
Yeah.
Oh, 새해 복 많이
It's a
받으세요.
new
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
It's a new year. What's been good, man? I mean, first time on this pod.
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
And I feel like you have a different energy about you, bro. I feel like I'm seeing like Justin Park, the man. Like you got a man energy about you right now.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel
Man,
this
thank
like
you.
kind of, matured. I mean, we met you, back in what 2016.
Yeah.
And we've seen your progress, man.
Yeah.
I've worked with you, doing movement coaching, and I've seen your growth as a mover, as a dancer.
Me too.
And you know what I love about your work ethic, man. Like you really take seriously your craft. I mean, from your vocals, which I think you're naturally gifted at, but then when I first met you, you were like, yo, I want to like be a good dancer. So we've been in the lab, and I've just seen you train, and I've just seen you grow over the years, man. And
Yes, sir.
And he
I
killed
feel-
it. He killed it in those classes. Like
Yeah,
Salsa,
yeah.
like those classes. I remember we took a lot of classes.
You're definitely the
together.
tallest guy in class.
He was there.
Isn't it right here?
Yeah.
No, you made me look like really tiny as a
No,
kid.
that's not true.
Yeah.
We're right
What are
there.
you,
We're
like
neck and
six-
neck.
No, what are you, like 6'2", 6'3"?
What are you?
On paper, I'm 5'11", okay?
You're 5'11".
I'm 5'11", 5'10 and a half, 5'11".
I thought you were gonna say 6 feet tall.
I mean,
There's
no one's
no
going to
way this
believe
was
that I
6
would believe
feet.
No,
that
you don't
I'm
think so?
6 feet.
No.
No. Especially now, I'm going the other way. I'm shrinking.
Right.
Damn,
Maybe
you're
2016 he was 6 feet tall.
Dang,
I was maybe I
you're
just
6
seemed
feet
it 'cause
wide?
I was bigger. Yeah, 6 feet wide, like circumference.
Damn, that's.
But yeah, he got way better. I always remember because I was struggling in the house classes, and you were killing it. You and Demi. So
Thank
it's
you,
like
man.
But
Yeah, man. So we have a lot of history with you, and we've seen your growth as an artist. And but like I said, man, I just feel this different, just clarity of mind. I feel like you got, and like a clarity of vision. What's the headspace, man? We just entered a new year. Like how are you entering this year right now?
So the way that I'm handling the new year, especially after everything that happened last year, I left the label that I've been working with for a long time, and blessings to those people, blessings to everybody involved with that whole process. But starting 2023, I got to really venture out into the world and look for what I truly wanted to do in terms of artistry, in terms of as a human being, like how do I want to be in the future. And I think for the first time in like 11 years, man, because I've been with that label that I've been working with, Shadow 5 label, for, 10 years, close to 10 years, 11 years.
Yeah.
So,
Wow, it's a long time.
long time, yeah. So coming out of that situation, I feel like, me truly looking inwards, whereas I felt like this whole time up till that point, I was looking outwards, for whatever it may be, validation or anything, and I think that makes a person ingenuine sometimes. And I took a long time to look at myself and look at my history, look at my past, and to really, really build upon like everything that I felt like I lacked, which is a lot, you know what I'm saying? So, I think the clarity comes from me just being honest with myself this last 6 months, which was really, really, really tough. I'm not going to lie, being an independent artist who's trying to accomplish so much. Because people ask me all the time, like, what are you? Especially as an Asian American artist, Korean American artist in America who's trying to establish themselves and become an A-list, A-tier artist in America.
Yeah.
It hasn't been done before. And right now, the closest thing that we have to that is BTS and Jungkook, namely. And for me, if you ask me a question about that, it's like, I can get a little envious. I wouldn't say, I think envious and jealousy are two different types of words. They're similar. They're in the same ballpark. But I think envy for me is like, so why? For me, it's like, when I started this whole journey when I was 15, right? When I was 15, if you go watch any of my old interviews, I was with Kid Ink, signed under Alumni, doing music with Cass the Rider, trying to get pitched to Disney pretty much at 15 years old. And, I was with those guys for 2 years, and fast forward all this time, and then a 5A label and all this stuff, show me the money, and now fast forward to here, there was a lot of growth that was established and a lot of things that I needed to change in terms of like, filling the shoes of an A-tier artist, especially doing all of this independently, and also working in pop music. The people that I have to work up against is, Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, guys who have millions of dollars behind their marketing and strategizing. So for me, coming up, what feels like from ground zero, building everything, like, of course, I've been in this industry for 10 years, and I've been doing shows, getting deals, traveling the world, doing everything an artist of this caliber or higher should be doing. But it's like, I felt like a lot of that was at least starting to learn and own and have ownership over everything, right? So I think that's where a lot of the energy that you see before you comes from.
I
do. I mean, like I met you under the context of when you were with 5A and like I feel like even when I ask you certain questions, so like you're talking about like contracts and things that you never really had to, maybe not had to, but you just weren't paying attention to because someone else was handling
taking care of it for me.
But I think it's important for you as an artist, especially out here in LA, and it's crazy out here, you know what I mean? And like if you're not careful, you can get yourself into a deal or situation that is not the most like favorable thing to you. You know what I mean? So
100%.
I love that you're taking it upon yourself to do your own due diligence and do your own homework for things like that, and that's important, bro. And I think something that I feel as I've seen your growth process is, I mean, like I said, it is tough out here, but like you don't want to get jaded by thinking that everybody's out to get you and like, you know what I mean? I think like it's easy to feel that like, oh man, like, this is Hollywood, it's cutthroat. And sure, I think you got to be careful, but then also there are good people. There are good folks that do have your best interest for you and things like that. So I'm curious, like, as far as music and things go, what are your thoughts? Because I think, speaking of Jungkook and BTS, like there is a huge reception of Korean, like not just Korean, but like just Asian in general. Like Asians are having a moment.
Yes.
I don't even call it. We're not having a moment. We are finally having our moment to get, you know what I'm saying? Like be in here, like be accepted. I think it's taken taking a long time. Yeah, having a seat at the table.
I think we have a seat. Maybe half a seat.
Right.
We're on the edge. We're on the
edge of the stool at the moment, for sure.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
visually,
sure.
Do you find it difficult for you as a Korean American artist, because you're not quite K-pop? You're not K-pop.
Yeah,
you're not a Korean artist. You're not like in Korea doing Korean music and trying to cross over. You are a Korean American who's doing music here.
Right.
do you find it difficult to be accepted because you're kind of in between those worlds? You're not quite K-pop. You're not quite, and I hate that I'm saying this. Yeah. You're not Justin Bieber or Chris Brown. You're Asian. You know what I mean? You're not white. You're not black.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel as an artist that's kind of like floating in between those spaces and trying to make it out here?
Mm-hmm. Wow. So this topic is actually something that I love to talk about all the time because, I think especially for my viewers and people who may not know me personally or on a personal level, they have no idea what I'm like. They have no idea where I came from, what happened to me in my history, and who I came up with, what groups of people I came up with. So oftentimes when fans interact with me in person, I think that sometimes I have a vibe about me that's very different from what I portray on my Instagram or whatever it may be, like any public portrayal of myself. The reason why I do that is because, when you're online or when you're speaking to thousands of or millions of people, right? Like, you want to be the best version of yourself, especially because if you're in a seat of power or if you're in a seat of influence, for me especially, like, I want to make sure that whoever's watching or whoever's going to learn from what I'm putting out, that it's A tier, like that it's good, that it's right, no matter how I am, no matter who I am. It's like at the core of myself, it's like I definitely wish for the best, or like just goodness, you know what I'm saying? Like grace, honesty, humility, like things of these nature. Yeah. How I came up in the groups of people that have accepted me into their family and have called me their own. It's just funny because, no matter what, what situation in my life it was, it's either I'm hanging out with the Korean Americans or I'm a token Asian. Like, that's how it's been my whole life, for real. Like, either I'm hanging out with all the Mexicans, like in Pasadena, Lincoln Heights, Highland Park.
For the listening audience, where did you grow up?
Oh, okay, so I actually I moved around a lot. Okay. So Eagle Rock is where I first stayed. Koreatown.
Were you born in Eagle Rock?
Born in the midway of K-Town and downtown.
Okay, so LA. We'll just call it LA.
LA.
Born in LA.
Specific.
Born in LA.
Just a very super LA lifestyle coming up. And so the point I'm trying to make is that my friends who have been with me have either been, to be honest, I've been with every color of the rainbow in terms of me coming up.
Well, that's what it's like being in LA. There's a lot of diversity here.
Yes, it's a huge melting pot. And so for new people that I meet, like, let's just say if I'm working with a content house that's all black, content house that's mostly white or whatever, because usually that's the case. A lot of the Hollywood-esque groups, pretty mixed in. But then the thing is, like, like for instance, like Kai Cenat, whatever, like YouTube world, all of those guys are black. You feel me? Like, it's just how it is. So when I'm introduced into these mixes, I think the reaction that I always get, right? So for people who are knowledgeable of K-pop music, the first thing that they ask, because, I look like this, they'll be like, oh, so you're in K-pop. Like, you, even after having listened to my music on Spotify, which is like, all in English. Right. So just
some K-pop is in English now, too. Like, fully, like.
Right. Okay. So K-pop group.
Yeah, he just did
that's the way they broke into the States. You know what I mean?
100%. But I think though is that, okay, so we can go down this rabbit hole about what defines what is K-pop and what defines what is pop, right? Whatever. Honestly, I kind of don't want to, but it's just like
we might get in trouble for that.
We're gonna touch that kind of stuff.
Okay, but my opinion is that even though Jungkook was a part of a Korean group, BTS, when he puts out music like Seven or 3D in English with acts like Usher, Jack Harlow, my argument is it K-pop? Right, because
that's just pop, bro.
Right, because you're not gonna be like, oh man, that's black pop. No one's gonna say that. True. No one has ever said that.
I define K-pop as pop music that's in Korean.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, because some of the weird stuff is like there's these K-pop groups that are developing that are not Korean. Yeah, they're like girl groups.
New Jeans.
And even there's another one that's coming out that they're like. None of them are even. Some of them are even Asian. You know what I mean? There's like a black.
What?
Girl, but they're all speaking and they're rap and they're singing in English, but it's a K-pop group.
Oh it's no. So they've been around for a long time. Yeah. Actually,
which group is this?
I don't know the name. So okay, actually, Timothy DeLaGhetto's wife's little sister is a friend of mine. Her name's Alex Reed. She was in the original group.
Okay.
So she's black.
Yeah.
And she was in the original group.
So it's a non-Korean K-pop group.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all sing in Korean.
And they don't even speak Korean, and they don't sing in Korean.
No, so they do sing in Korean.
Oh, they do sing in Korean.
Yeah.
That's okay. That would make sense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's pop music that's sang or sung in Korean.
Korean, yes.
But no, I'm saying there
That's what
are
makes
some
it K-pop.
groups that are coming out. Like there's that rap group, EXO, whatever.
Yeah, EXO. Yeah, XG.
Yeah, XG. Like they're like a girl group that raps. They don't rap in Korean. They're all Japanese. Like some are Japanese, some are Chinese. But it's like they're kind of dope though. But
They're hella dope.
They're pretty dope. Like yeah.
Wait, so that's the thing.
I
So
need to
with
get up on
XG
game, dude.
Right.
Yeah,
So I think that's what it is. I think
Oh,
it's
whoa,
just.
we came to party. You know the Nori song, the Noriega song, Nothing. What you
Oh,
want to do? They
yeah,
remixed. They redid that one.
That's right, the verse.
The girls did it. The girls in that group. And that's pretty sick. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right. That's what's up.
Black who?
Black Swan?
Black Swan. There you go.
Black Swan.
Yeah. Oh, that's the newer one. I think the other the one before, the first one is Rania or something like that. That Alex Reed was a part of.
I
Yeah.
don't even know. There's so many, but yeah, that's
There's a lot,
crazy. It's crazy that like K-pop is maybe Korean pop is anything that gets developed out of Korea. Could be called that too.
Man,
Like a
honestly, in
pop?
my opinion, it's just if it's
I
in
don't know.
Korean, then it's K-pop.
Yeah.
Because pop
That's
music.
how I define it. It
Right.
has to be in Korean.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So
100%.
Jungkook's standing next to you.
Is pop.
That's pop.
Pop music. Yeah. Because it's
Yeah.
like this. I'll put it like this. So when Far East Movement puts out a song with Justin Bieber, right? No one ever came up to them and was like, "Oh, y'all like K-pop, right?"
That's true.
That's true.
But
So
they were-
that's
they
what
were-
I'm-
they were
They're
rap, but
they're not K hip hop.
Yeah, they weren't K hip hop.
They're not
They
K-pop.
were listed as just a American hip hop group that happened to be Asian. You know
So
what I mean?
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
true.
And what's his name? So two of the members are Korean, as we know, and the other member's Chinese, right? So it's like, okay, obviously that's not K-pop.
But I don't think they were labeled as K-pop, really, right? They were never labeled as K-pop.
Are we talking about Far East Movement?
Yeah.
But that's
Nah,
what
they
I'm
weren't
saying, though.
K-pop.
So when an artist like me, when I do pop R&B music, well, because it sounds catchy,
Yeah.
oh, that's K-pop.
Well, you're throwing them off though, man, because your hair is.
Well, so,
you got
but
you
what
got
I'm- what I'm
the
saying,
rockstar
though-
You
hair
do
and
look a
stuff,
little
you know?
look like Jungkook.
But
a
that's
little bit.
no,
You
but
do
what,
got a Jungkook
what I'm
vibe
saying
right
though
now.
is, how many other looks can I have?
I mean, you got.
That's what you say, but it's like with this hair.
But you also got that Korean skincare, bro. You
Oh,
got
you
that
got the
like
beautiful
immaculate,
skin, dude.
immaculate complexion, bro.
Bro, because all right, so
You're beautiful, dog. I'm sorry.
I'm
we
a
have
little
to say it.
jealous.
Yeah.
I'm a little
Man.
jealous.
He came in the generation after his parents were like, "Hey, put sunscreen.
Yeah,
Cover
dude.
your face."
Hey, what's
like
the
our
skin
parents were
regimen,
like,
bro?
"Go,
Hey, for
have
real,
fun."
really, what is the skin? Do you do skincare? Like,
yeah, I
Who's that?
do. Oh, it's just my homie. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What again?
what's the skincare regimen, bro? You're glowing right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little jealous.
So I don't have a crazy skincare regimen. The face wash, you know.
What's
I-
the
Like
face-
soap and water.
Dog, give me
If
the
you tell me-
brands, bro. I need to understand what you. And this is not an ad.
Yeah, there's not.
We
maybe
might have to
should
bleep.
not-
We might have to
maybe we
bleep out
should- yeah.
these brands.
Today's sponsor.
Don't say the brand, but you can say that. Yeah.
Right.
Do you do full
Yes.
blown like? Wash the thing, this and all
I'll be
that?
honest with you. So up my whole life up till this point, no. I was like very wishy-washy.
The last
with
2 years, yes.
No, the last 6 months, bro.
Oh.
Just like me focusing on, like I said, the holes that I've been trying to fill in terms of discipline, all these things. Number one thing being discipline. So for me, I think in my whole life I've lacked discipline. Whatever, it could be trauma, whatever, anything. I could blame it on anything, but I've lacked discipline, right? And there are other things in my life that, that don't help with that. But last 6 months, so basically it's like, why haven't I been taking care of my skin? It's like if I'm on camera all the time. Also too, the reason why I haven't been doing TikTok at all, like since COVID, is because I would wake up in the mornings feeling like, oh, I don't look good, I don't feel good, but because I felt like I didn't look good, I didn't feel good, and because of that, I would lack content-wise.
Oh, bro, that's all. Yeah, it all bleeds in.
Yeah.
It all snowballs into the next thing. Yeah.
Right. Me not having the discipline that I needed at the time led to me not being the artist that I needed to be at that time, right? So 2024, what is Justin looking for? And why is he taking care of his skin? It's because if I don't take care of my skin, my teeth, everything, like every little detail, right? Everything, it's just gonna be so hard for me to reach A tier, because everybody else right now who is A tier is doing this every day, whether or not they think this is manly or not. Because like for me, even me too, like back in the day, I'd be like, oh, like I don't know, a guy who spends so much time on his face. Or
Hey, bro, I'm actually like trying to go get to your level, bro, because my mom yells at me all the time, why do you have all these dark spots? I'm like, I don't care.
Right. But back then,
I'm only a year older than you, bro.
Than me? Oh, than him.
I don't know about that.
I look bad. No, just kidding.
Oh, than me.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, right. That's right.
No, but real, like, honestly, I'm falling. My things are falling apart. So yes, do it now. Do it now.
But you have Vero, bro. Doesn't she like make you do skincare
She's
stuff?
dirtier than me, man.
Damn, he threw his life in the book.
That's on camera.
Okay. No,
that's recorded.
She's not. She's like, it's too late for you. Just wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, that's not true.
Actually, you know what's funny is that it was a lot worse before, but I do it. But now it's kind of like I just do like I wash my face, and then I'll put like a night stuff once in a while, and then a cream. I know I should, but I'm just like, I feel like I was getting more wrinkles when I was doing that. Now look, I'm
Why? Because you're like
day over 43, dude. Do your shit. Wear the sunscreen. But I'm surprised you didn't do it until the last 6 months, because you look like you've been doing it for the last.
Bro, your skin's
since
immaculate,
you've been born
dude.
and shit. You
Skin's
know?
popping right now.
No, actually not, bro.
No, I like it.
So what do you do? You do the wash, and then you do a toner, and then all the other stuff like.
Okay, yeah. So
are they Korean products? Are they all Korean products?
Mostly, yeah.
Cool.
Mostly.
So the Korean skincare products really do work.
No. So the thing is, what I've realized is that, I've used a mix of good American products and Korean products, but for Korean skin, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, Koreans made those products. Yeah. So for Korean people, no matter where you live, like, our skin, what I also realized is that when you go to Korea, like us, right, we stick out like a sore thumb. Like,
us. Like,
well, no, you guys for sure do.
Damn. Wow. Why did that pierce my soul right now?
Hold on. Wait.
We go to like.
That just really hurt
like
me.
Busan, we look more like,
Like,
hell no.
He said y'all stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah,
y'all offended because you want to deal with me, right?
Yeah, y'all are eating one right here.
We look hella Americanized. That's what you're saying.
Me too, though.
But you can blend in. I think you can blend in.
No.
Well, you are like 6 something, so you kind of stick out like. But a lot of Koreans are tall nowadays.
That's so true. Yeah.
Our generation got screwed because our parents were coming from off the war.
The last
so
part
everyone's short as hell. So like even for me, I'm considered like tall for my generation. But it's like now all you young bucks are like pushing 6 foot. It's like
we got the Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't drink my milk, so that's why I didn't grow.
I drink a lot of milk, man.
So milk does really work.
But I'm not sure, though, because that made me have eczema.
It doesn't really work.
Where was your dad or your mom? How tall are your parents?
My mom is like 5'5", 5'6". My dad's
That's
5.
Pretty tall for a Korean woman, for a Korean mom.
How tall was your dad?
5'10". So my grandpa, though, was 6'3".
See, it's in the genes,
Same
bro.
exact height as me, yeah.
See,
You're 6'3".
On the dot, yeah.
Oh.
All my family is roughly about 5'10" to 5'11". I think my brother broke 6. Like he's like 6 foot.
Is he older than you?
Yeah, he's older than. He's like 5 years older than me.
Oh, nice.
But I feel like he's kind of shrinking too. Like as he's getting older, like it's just you start slouching a little bit more. Your bone density.
It's just posture is bad.
Yeah, posture bad. Yeah, maybe. But yeah. I mean, I feel like genetics. As I looked through all my photos, it was like everyone was about the same height. I was like, man, I'm not gonna go to the NBA, dude.
That's really cool though. Like in my every family portrait's like.
Yeah. Oh, like
yours
mine's is like this. It was all the guys are like at the same height.
Oh wow.
And they were like,
I don't know what happened.
Like 5'10",
all my whole family's pretty much my height, and then my brother is tall. He's the tallest.
You know what though?
Steve's tall.
So my grandmother right now is 96, right? And
wow, 96.
Yeah. But actually, so the reason why I mention is because like my grandmother's I mean, we think she's gonna pass, bro. So
I'm in the same boat,
yeah. So
well,
we
she made it to 96, man. That's a full life, bro.
Yeah.
My grandma just hit 100 like a couple of months ago.
What?
Yeah.
100?
Wow. She's going through some issues now though. It's crazy. Like she hit 100 good, and then like right now she's like,
Damn.
On the decline.
I always talk about grandmas on this podcast. It gets real deep.
I mean, it's about that time, It
is,
You know, I was born really late. My mom had me close to 40 years old.
Do you have siblings?
I don't. I'm an only child.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So everyone in my family is really old compared to me. Like my oldest
Mm.
cousin, so my mom's sister's oldest child is like, actually your age,
Yeah,
same age you guys.
fucking old.
Okay, hold on,
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
wait.
Justin
No.
just came over here to just
Yeah,
let us
this
know.
is-
Yo, what?
Hey, get
Y'all
some
stick
young,
out
some
like a
young
sore
listeners,
thumb.
dude, young new listeners. 'Cause-
That's Hey, well, you know what me and my friends say is it's all about perspective.
100%.
Right.
It's
Dude,
all
we're
about
like fine
perspective.
wine, man. Out of the next tier of older generation than you guys.
Yeah.
Like we're pretty cool, right? We're cool.
Oh, you guys hella cool, yeah.
Yeah, we're cool.
Come on, man.
I don't like how
Kinja bang,
you
bro.
keep, like saying we're old, bro.
Whoa.
I said out of the older tier of young guys.
Okay, yeah.
The older
I'll
tier of young
accept
guys.
that, I'll accept that.
So there's 3 tiers, right? You get 50,
It's perspective.
40s,
just like you
Perspective,
said.
yeah,
It's-
yeah,
it's the
exactly.
50,
frame
40s,
of
and 30s,
mind.
right? So like we're in the middle tier of the young old guys.
Yes, sir.
Or old young guys.
We're the old young guys.
Sure, yeah.
I'd rather be the old young guy than the young
Old
guy.
guys. Yeah,
Young
no, you're
old
right.
guy,
You're right.
yeah.
Yeah, the
You know what
old
I mean?
young guy is better.
Yeah. I'm an old young guy.
You know, that's how I feel though. You know, all these college shows I did this last year. So this last year I had shows or 2 shows every weekend, right? So that's 52 weekends in a year. You can do the math. But it's
Yeah.
like, you know, I forget that I'm 27 sometimes. I still feel like I'm 21. You know, COVID
Yeah.
jacked us up,
Yeah,
bro.
that was a weird blip in time where
Yeah.
we don't know what happened. Like
Oh, you're
we
27?
Yeah, we
That's
could just
what
like
I'm
we could just take 3 years out of our lives.
Yeah,
Like, you
so
know what?
I'm 24.
I'm gonna subtract 3 years
I'm
out of my
39
life.
then.
Yeah.
Wow, you're
Yeah,
in
hey,
your 30s, big bro.
I'm in my late
Holy
30s right now.
You know what? Let's just erase that. Let's
Yeah.
erase those
We're
last.
gonna
Yeah.
delete the COVID
Well,
years.
let's say 2, because the third year, 2023, wasn't that bad, right? It
Right,
wasn't
yeah,
that
we
bad.
were still out. We were
2023 was
about-
good.
Yeah,
It was a
2023
good
was
year. It was a
pretty
good year.
decent, I think, for me.
Yeah. For
So,
sure.
this is
Year
weird.
of growth. Year of growth.
Yeah, weird times, man.
And you're right now. You said you're in a relationship, right?
Yeah, I've been in a relationship the last 2 years.
All
Yes.
right.
Okay, because I was about to be like, hey, how the ladies treating you? You know what I mean? But like, the one lady.
Oh,
has
should we
been
cut that
treating you
out?
well.
Like,
No, it doesn't matter. No, it's good. Just speak our truth. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So yeah, okay. Like, well, how'd you guys meet, man? Like, how did it all
man.
come about?
well, how old is she? First of all, is she?
She's 23, turning 24.
Okay, young, a little bit.
This
younger.
month, though,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Good age gap.
That
Good
is.
age
Good age
gap.
gap,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Oh man, I remember like 23-year-old girls. When I
Dude,
was
that
20.
sounds weird, man. That sounds weird.
When I was 23 and they were 23.
Right, yeah, you
That
gotta
sounds
say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta give a little more context there.
No, you know what I mean. I can still say that now.
That sounds weird. Anyway, so
Anyways,
Justin, okay, how did you guys meet? Did you guys meet on a dating app? Was it at a coffee shop?
Uh-huh.
Was it at the club? What was the initial Cupid moment there?
Gotcha. Well, so every time someone asks me this question, it's like, you know, kind of sucks because our generation's form of meeting now is not at a coffee shop or at a library or.
It's not organic.
It could be.
It could be.
I mean, who's going to, bro? I don't even know where.
He's like, what's a coffee shop?
Yeah.
You mean
Who's
Starbucks?
gonna go up to talk to someone in person? That's so lame. Like,
Well, when's the last time you guys have driven by a library? When's
Bro,
the
you know,
when's the last time
legit-
you went inside one?
yeah,
Freaking when I was in high school.
last time I went to a library was probably like 2005 or 6.
Damn. Oh shit. Sorry.
Like actually walking into a library for a
I
purpose.
have not been in a
Well,
library.
because we now any kind of if you want something,
Actually, yeah,
it's
yeah,
easy to get it. I'm not trying to read like Pride and Prejudice or any whatever
but why
I'm
not?
not trying to read.
But why not? Is what I'm saying though.
I mean, I think that's because that's an old form of like how they store literature, and we would go there to learn stuff.
Yeah, true.
We have the internet
It's
now.
all
so-
online.
That's true.
Yeah, it's all
We have
online. We don't need
Audible.
it anymore.
Yeah,
But the young kids still use it, like high school students,
College
elementary
students, yeah,
students,
that's
college students still use it.
That's
Like,
true, that's
just because you're the old guy out of your, the young guys, See, you're the old
Young.
out of the young.
Oh, you're the old young guy.
Yeah.
That's fucked
and
up.
you're the older young guy.
Now I know how it feels.
See how it feels? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But that's
No. He's the young old guy. We're the old young guy.
No, I'm the.
You're the you.
No, you're
we
right,
are
you're
the
right,
old
yeah.
young guys.
Dang.
Yeah. Old young guys.
We're self-proclaimed old young guys.
young guys.
You're the
Self-proclaimed.
young. You're
Old
the
guy.
young old
Okay,
guy.
you're younger.
Because you're used to being around old people.
Yeah, and you're younger, but you're old. You're now in the older tier of the younger generation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're like 3 years shy of 30, man. That's where it gets
actually
like
2, bro.
2 years
So
shy.
this
dude.
year I'm turning 20.
So what's good for you though is your
28,
girl
bro.
is
Hey, I'll
is
tell you
young.
this, man.
She keeps me young. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to propose for another like 5 years, 6 years.
All right, so bro, I mean, skincare is one thing, but
Wait,
you're
let
like,
me. Oh, sorry. I mean, do people call you young?
These days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the
Well, like
young
I said,
one?
like I
bro,
said.
look at my face right now.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
sorry. Let's go back.
I love those.
Let's cut that
I
out.
love when that happens.
Let's cut
I
that out.
hate it.
You hate
You hate it?
Nah, it's okay.
All right, go.
I only do that because it's him.
Yeah. Man, I love being here because, well, also because they may not know the history, but Kinja's Kinja's Dojo, right? Kinja Bang. Man, so Ben was one of actually my first mentor ever.
Let's
and
go.
Then, I got to go to the Kinja's Dojos to learn how to.
And I was there all the time, and you got in free classes from me. Basically, I was like, he's going.
That's why
he got about most free classes out of all the.
You never told us you're giving free classes away, bro. What's up?
Shut up! You guys told me it's chill. See, look at this guy, dude. I actually got like a little hot right
He's
now.
like,
You got a little tingle.
I got a little hot. You know when you like it gets a little warm, you're like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
Did you?
Absolutely, for sure.
We can cut that out.
Yeah. Justin got free classes, but you're the homie, bro.
Yeah, no, but we were doing it because it was the artistry thing. You were
for sure,
you were working with him, and then he was coming through and taking classes and stuff. And it was like, yeah.
And
Well,
you came through
Every
consistently,
day, dude.
bro.
Every day,
Yeah,
2-3
yeah.
classes a day. Well,
Yeah.
let me just justify why making that move was a good thing, because so Kinja Dojo right now is not active.
Yeah, we closed, man.
Right, for sure.
We
Well, there's
closed down.
online though. There's an online.
It's
Right,
online.
100.
Yeah.
But physically, and so for me, I give you guys so much thanks. Like, this is something that I will never forget in my life. Like, I would attest to who I am today because of Kinja's Dojo, being one of the main factors as to who I am today, for sure. You guys may not know, but this last year, like I said, I've been on so many shows every weekend. I did 3 tours this last year. So, everything that the fans have been telling me and, all the praise that I've been getting, I swear to you that every day I go back home and I'm like, why? Because of the people who helped me. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys. And I swear to everybody who's watching right now, in this life, I learned a lot of things, especially being an independent artist, what does that mean? Everything that I earn goes back into this. That's why I've been stressed. Mixing is not cheap, especially if you're looking for quality. How much do I pay for mixes? Let's just say an album consists of 10 songs on a homie price. That's like 1/8 of these people's prices, right? So just like the Kinja's Dojo, just like my mentors sitting right before me right now, because they lent me the love and their time and all the stuff that they've built in their life. Think about what Kinja's Dojo means. It's Ben being a part of Y.O.X, him leading his life in terms of dance. Ryan, running promotional businesses, also being a part of dance and working with all the members a part of Kinja's Dojo. But it was more than the Kinja's Dojo. It led to me being, the artist that I am today and being recognized by Jungkook and all these other things. Laura Mizuno, somebody who I frequented and someone who I also taught at Kinja's Dojo, is MDing my stuff. She's not music directing, but dance directing. So she's DDing all of my stuff.
Movement directing.
Right, that's why MD.
Yeah.
Movement directing everything for me. You know what I'm saying? So everything comes in this interesting cycle. You know what I'm saying? So my point being just thank you to you guys and everybody who paves the path. Crazy thing is, ABDC, right? ABDC. So crazy thing is ABDC. That was the thing that made me want to become a performer.
Wow.
Is your that he was on it?
Dude, Y.O.X. namely Jabberwockies, 100%. I like Kabamata, everything doesn't like that was after.
Yeah, forget Kabamata.
No, not like that. Not like that.
I forget Kava Modern, dog. I was also on Kava Modern, bro.
Mike, dude. That was a dig to Mike, not to you.
We're gonna clip that, Mike.
Mike, I love you, Mike.
You better check this fool.
Love you, Mike.
Love you, Mike. Come back on the show.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, namely, like history, right? Like, how the hell did this happen? How did this life happen for me? And I'm still reflecting at 27. And so what Jabberwockies was me and my 2 cousins. I had 2 cousins who are actually not my cousins, but like, you know, I would spend so much time with these guys.
Just close homies.
Did you wear it? Did you have the costume for Halloween? You did that? Okay, because
So-
then you were a true one. You were a true
no,
one.
100%. Like, I'm talking years, like
Yeah,
3
yeah.
years in a row type. Like
Okay.
white mask.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so
It's a very reusable costume.
It is.
It is.
It's because you wear a different outfit. You'd be like, well, that was ABDC.
Season 1.
This was season 2. Like,
Yeah. Oh, or this was this dance. You
I
know what I'm
couldn't
saying?
do it because my face was too fat for the mask, dude.
Hey,
So
even
it always,
Shaq,
like-
even Shaq had the mask,
like,
bro.
but
But it covered literally like his eyes.
But that's
and his,
funny. Like, that's
it was,
different, right?
It's like
for
right
me,
here.
For
Yeah.
me, it was like just fat enough, just to like a little bit. It didn't come out. Like it looked funny. Like if it was smaller, it'd be funny. But it looked funny because it was like, you didn't have a large one? Like that was a question.
Right, it's
People
a
ask me,
one
like,
size
So it
only.
was a little just small enough
Just-
for it to be like you're just not fit for
Yeah,
this.
it's like yeah.
Got it.
It made me
got
feel
it.
fat. Like,
Well,
oh,
what if
yeah.
you threw on the mask and had a hoodie on?
And then
Did-
and cinched it so that
Yeah,
you just have this
there's
right here.
no skin visible.
but because it didn't fit, so I had to look through the eyes like this.
That's
so,
me.
like-
That's how I.
Yeah, because your face
I have a
is
long
bit
face,
longer.
yeah.
So like, look at mine, dude. I'm like fucking Mac Tonight, the Big Mac dude, you know. So
Mac tonight.
you don't remember that? That's like little,
Yeah, I was about to say.
that's old. That's
Yeah,
old.
if you knew, I would have been. I would have been.
I would've been
impressed.
proud. Yeah, I would've
The moon
yeah,
guy
the
with
moon
the
guy from
sunglasses.
McDonald's,
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
missed
people
that
used to
guy.
call me that when I was growing up. Make fun of me, but
Really?
yeah, I grew into my chin, but it was pretty.
Very nice. I think you grew into it very well.
Thank you.
You know, you got your whiskers there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
you know?
Looking slim these days.
Well,
Oh,
that
yeah, I
guy-
know.
Yeah,
I
that
know
guy,
that
that guy, dude.
That guy, yeah.
I feel like when he does that, I feel like we're on a Joe Rogan thing where, you know
He's,
how
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
he's-
Mark's our producer, you know. what I mean?
yeah. Thank you, Mark. Shout out to Mark.
So okay, so you said so you watched Jabberwockies, and that was what made you want to
Be
start
performer, yeah.
dancing and performing.
Mhm,
Okay.
Like that started the whole like wishful thinking as to, oh, what if I was, a performer like these guys?
Yeah.
Because crazy thing is, I didn't even know at that time because the internet was not that, set up. It wasn't so easy for me to be like, oh, what race are the Jabberwockies?
Bro, when we did ABDC season 1, there was no YouTube, there was no Instagram,
Nothing.
there was no Twitter.
Well,
Twitter just came out right after we finished the show. That's how.
Twitter came out what 2011.
Nah, bro, it came out like 2008.
nah,
9.
YouTube
Oh.
YouTube existed because that's where I learned your dances.
YouTube existed because
But it was
came out 2006.
it still wasn't like
it was like
people
stupid
weren't
people,
on
just
it.
stupid video. It was like
Random.
It was like a TikTok thing where people were just posting
Whatever.
their whatever videos that they had on there.
yeah.
Right, right. But luckily, all of the ABDC stuff was uploaded, so
Okay.
I would be able to replay, and like learn the whole.
Dude, because of your ABDC stuff, our terminal illness videos got from like a couple hundred and it went to like 15 to like.
Did you book any
20,000.
jobs from that?
Did I get a job from it?
Did you book any jobs from terminal illness? Terminal illness?
No.
No?
It wasn't even off of my thing. It was off of I think it was off of Mike's Michi.
Oh yeah.
His web thing. He
Was
has
this
all
like
that.
during the time of ABDC?
No, this was before when we were traveling. With Yusing Jun, we would film like videos in the airport and call it terminal illness.
Oh.
And like dance in the terminals and stuff with no music and stuff. So
Oh.
and then we had a couple of videos that we made between 3 of us, and someone put it up, the guy who made them, and then when he hit ABDC, people were probably like Googling and stuff and looking for it, and then the views on it went up from like.
Damn, we should look that up. I don't even know. I haven't looked up terminal illness in years.
Dude, they made there's a group, a couple of like a breaking crew that did a couple of them themselves and called it terminal illness.
Really?
Yeah, breakdancing in
Wow.
in
We
like,
should sue them.
We should have.
Cease and desist.
Intellectual property, dude.
That's our trademark, bro.
That is
Come
our
on.
trademark, but-
Right.
Because it's hard to. It's all like death, like sad videos, our videos, and then their videos. I was
Because
like,
yes, terminal
Illness,
illness
yeah.
is actually yes. Anyway, we don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
but yeah, that's where our we used to make those videos and have to upload it onto like Zynga. or like upload
man.
onto someone's website, take the URL and then put it into like the Zynga thing where you can, and then we would
Yes,
have it on
things
that,
were
and
a
then I
lot
would send
more
it to
difficult.
everybody as the link.
Yeah.
So then people would be sent back to the Zynga to see it.
Right.
I only used the Zynga for that, but it was like that was how we had those videos out. That's how like
that's
people saw it in
wild.
Irvine and stuff, like at UCI and stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Of Zynga.
yeah.
Wait, real quick question. So, comparing like, that time to how the internet is today in terms of like, all the services, all the, there's the saturation of everything is just so crazy, right? Like,
It's crazy, and there's availability though. There's so much
Right.
available resources. We would be fucking balling it. We'd be at like Mr. Beast level if we had those tools available
Back in the day.
to us. Yeah, dude.
yeah,
Right?
that's so true.
Well, what's the question?
Well, I'm just like, how does it compare as to, when you guys were, doing everything in your early 20s, late 20s, whatever?
I mean,
We weren't doing it for like money. We were doing just doing it for fun and like.
there was no money
Yeah.
for that. Like we were just posting videos just because we thought it was cool.
We did a gig where it was like I don't even think we got paid. We got like a lunch or something. It was at the Koreatown. It was like a model contest.
Yeah,
And we did the opener for that, and like not the one at the shrine, not the nice one. It was
Oh,
like
that
the
one was pretty
ghetto
sick, though.
one. It was like a random ghetto small like model contest that we did an opener for. It was when we did the
Wait, who's we? Like,
me, Ben, and then a couple other our friends.
Yeah, a couple
Okay.
of our
Yeah.
other homies.
During,
like a dance
our-
group?
during our
But
college.
yeah, like during those times, I mean, I'm sure you've done things just because it was an opportunity for you to
Absolutely.
just express your craft and
Yeah.
just like have a stage to sing or dance or whatever. For us, it was like, yo, we just love dancing. So then anytime we had an opportunity to perform, we're like, yeah, we're down to perform.
there.
But then it wasn't like what sucks is that there was nobody with cameras or nobody. Oh, who is that? Like, so even any kind of like as a dancer, I feel like anyone who knew us in the Korean circuit, because they had like Korean dance competitions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyone who knew us just knew us because they really liked dance, but it wasn't like just a easy household thing where people could see. We didn't have, we didn't have like Instagram. We didn't have all that stuff. We didn't have a Instagram page for our dance crew or anything like that. So yeah, available like people come up to me and like, yeah, I remember seeing you breakdance at like this Casa event or this KHSA event. Do you remember those like for high
Yeah,
school?
Casa, yeah.
And that was it. It was purely off their memory. So it's like, we got screwed. Like we should have been born like later on because I think he's been a different story because he had Jabwalkies. He came in when internet started booming and they were on the show, so they got like famous too. But even for him, I feel like the information of him being Korean wasn't even out there on the internet for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because because it just wasn't. People weren't asking those questions or caring about that information. Where now it's like people are figuring out like what they're watching them eat lunch.
Dude,
and, like,
yeah, it's kind of crazy how time has progressed. Because, like,
Do you think
for
it's
me,
better? Do you like it?
See, that's why I asked the question. Because for me, it's like I got to live both halves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I lived in a time when there was no internet. Like, there was dial-up. Like, my dad would, fidget with the camera, go, do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had, like, CDs.
You appreciated internet connection back then because it took you like 20 minutes to log on.
You got mail.
Right. But for a kid, there was not much to do. It's like
Yeah,
I'm not
for
checking
sure.
no emails.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
playing
yeah.
games on the computer.
sure.
Right. So
Yeah.
like the way that it progressed for me, it was intense. But like hearing about you guys talk about how like if we had TikTok back in the day, or if we had progressive internet, like our lives would be different.
For sure.
For sure. I see that as true. But it's like, it's a funny conversation because for me, it's like, it's backwards where it's like, the internet has ruined a lot of people. The internet has
It's interesting.
destroyed a lot of careers.
What do you mean by that?
I think in the culture of being so comparative, right? I think a lot of artists have fell out. A lot of artists also to the saturation of each market. Like, even for me, so let me put this into perspective. Even I have felt the change of internet where, me coming out of high school, 2014, the internet was as strong as it could be, but it only got stronger. And I'm 27 now, so 10 years later, right? I've had 10 years of progress in terms of internet. And what am I feeling and why, right? So the saturation of my market, I felt literally 5 years ago. So I'm 27 now, so 22, 23, around when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, everything had changed. when I came out of COVID, I was like, what is going on? TikTok's blowing up because TikTok had hit right when COVID started.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then coming out of COVID, TikTok boomed.
A lot of people blew up.
Yes. And though I had some successful things on TikTok, I wasn't consistent in it and I lost. Well, in a sense. What do I mean when I say I lost? And I touched upon this earlier, but it's like I kept denying TikTok. I kept denying being a content creator. Why? Because I grew up in a more traditional sense of music and that my identity was based in music, right? Like I am an artist who's constantly in the studio. I'm an artist who's constantly writing. I'm constantly in the presence of dancers, performers, writers, producers. That's my life. I'm not somebody who goes to the internet to make an update about what I'm doing because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. I'm not on the internet talking about the food I'm eating or whatever. But then also too, the content has changed within the last 5 years and it's still changing and I'm still catching up every day. But it's like my mind focus now is not to deny, well, so what it was is that, an artist should not be on the internet so much. Like just giving everybody the secrets of their life, the secrets of their personalities, giving too much because you lose a lot of that mysteriousness, right? And so, for example, Michael Jackson was somebody who was in the forefront of so many people all the time. But then again, so many people had a question as to like, what is he really like? What is his real voice? Like, these little things, like what is his real voice? Like that's how invested people were. And like, just like you made the point earlier, it's like everybody is going to know like even what you ate for lunch today. Right. And of course, these points have been made time after time, but it's like, it's even stronger now. You know what I'm saying? So I guess my point being is that, times have changed. Internet has been something that can make or break an artist or really anything nowadays. You can be like a day trader. You can be doing stocks as your business and you can make millions of dollars selling a course on the internet. Yeah. Whereas like people used to write books and they took years to write these books, but these guys are flipping courses in the span of a week, right? So the internet has tenfolded the speed and the execution speed of everything. So it's just so crazy, and I'm still trying to catch up.
I think everybody's trying to catch up, man. I mean, there's nobody has it figured out, and if anyone says that they do or
but
they have
they
it,
do though. They do though.
Well, I mean,
think it's a lot of his luck too, right? Like,
it's luck, but like no one really has anything down to a science because everything evolves, and everything's gonna keep changing. So if you figured out the thing for like freaking during the pandemic, everyone was like, yo, NFTs, crypto. And I'm not saying that stuff's like not legit.
Right.
It's not dead, but like that was a hype in the moment. It was a bubble.
Yeah.
And like it burst. And like, so like right now the NFT crypto market is down and it's at least the crypto market's slowly climbing back. But my point is that everything has a moment and then it bursts. Yeah. But then like, what's the next thing? Like, how do you sustain? How do you figure out how to continue to remain relevant? And I think the relevance thing is actual skill. It's actual
absolutely
ability. You know what I'm saying? And you can't fake that.
100%.
Like, so as you're talking about TikTok or YouTube or whatever, like you might get a viral video. Like I might go like walk down the street and slip and fall and someone catches it on video and that might be a viral video. Can I recreate that every single day? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like virality is also, you can be viral by chance, but the whole point is like how can you sustain this like level of, and that only comes with skill. That only comes with like putting in the reps, putting in the hours.
100%.
And so going back to, the way that we met and where you're at right now in 2024 as an independent artist, you've been through some struggles, man. The last year has been a rough year for you. We don't need to get into the details of it, but like it's been a rough year.
Yeah.
And I feel like just your energy just feels like a different energy. I feel like a different, like when I opened up with like, yo, I just feel a different energy from you. I feel like Justin Park, the man, is sitting in front of me right now.
Yeah.
And that comes through weathering some storms.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And like, putting your big boy pants on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's time to be a man, and it's time to go. But like it also comes with maintaining all the stuff that you had been doing, from your fitness routine to your vocal training to your dancing to skincare. Like I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying, but you're taking everything seriously. And so, you know, where you're at right now, I'd love to hear, like, as you enter this new chapter as an independent artist, making your own calls, making your own decisions, in a new year. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in January still. I don't know when this episode is going to come out, probably in a couple weeks or whatever.
Okay.
But, like, you know, so, like, what is this version of Justin Park right now? Like, how do you view yourself? What do you want to challenge yourself with?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, like, and how would you want your audience, because you got an audience, man, like people are looking at you. So, like, what is this new version of Justin Park that you want to put out there so that you can also hold yourself accountable to it?
100%. So that's the thing. You know, you said new Justin, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how I've been thinking this whole time. Who is the new Justin? Who's going to be the new Justin? I think what's changed is that I'm not looking to the future anymore. Like, the time is now.
Ooh, let's go.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Cliche. It's very cliche.
Time is now.
But see, with age and time, what I've realized is that what I'm implementing now could have been implemented when I was 20. But of course, given time and more information, given community, I've been able to learn. But it's like, you know, I'm not gonna speak on it too much, but it's like, you know, whatever I was part of, I wasn't able to break out and to do the things that I'm doing now. It's just a different situation, is what I'm gonna say. So, you know, I guess I can feel like I've missed a lot of things within the last 7 years, because time is of the essence, right? And being 27, I feel like I've lost so much time, and I'm in a race against time, and I constantly feel like that. But also at the same time, this year I've established a way to separate myself from that thought. Because like, you know, how old is Drake? Drake is older, like probably mid-30s.
Definitely in his 30s for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And still winning. Still on top, still
winning.
A tier, whatever. Justin Bieber too, he's around my age, whatever.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that I think for most artists, I think especially the older ones like myself, you know, there is that sense of like, oh, I'm losing time. So just get rid of that. Like, it's not true. Yeah. It's really not true. So it's like the things that people around me have been telling me is like, okay, so if it's, a lot of it is selfishness too. It's pride. It's ego. Because it's like, I wanted to be an A-tier artist by this specific point, this specific time. But it's like, you have to let things go, right? Because in hindsight, it's like, what have I accomplished? I've accomplished everything that I've ever wanted to do. Seriously. Maybe not ever, but it's like everything that I set my eyes on. Be in front of big crowds. Make influential music. Get millions of views on your music, which I've done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the craziest thing about accomplishing these things is that it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. One of the biggest, I'm not going to attest to this and be like, oh, this is the biggest accomplishment in the world, but it's like, it was an accomplishment for me. So when Jungkook did share the music and I was trending worldwide for weeks, I was trending on Twitter, I was trending on Google, Naver, Korea, like for a long time. But the thing too that I learned from that is that dies. So when I felt that,
ooh, that's big, bro.
Sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked.
When you're here and then
Yeah, which was last year for me. Craziest thing is I've done the most shows and I've made the most money I've ever made in my career combined in this last year. But I've lost stocks in terms of Spotify. So I was when Jungkook, right when I came off of Show Me the Money, top of 2023, right? So just a year ago, my Spotify streaming was close to 1 million. So I was at 900K climbing. And then though I was doing all these shows, right now I'm at 450K, whatever, which is not terrible. It's like I'm doing a great job.
Yeah,
but then again, it's like if I have to bend over to all these like statistics and whatever, because like the fact of the matter is, and this is one thing that I heard in a documentary, and how do I keep myself sharp? How do I learn? I look in history. I look at my favorite artists, whatever, documentaries, right? In this documentary is talking about how back in the day, like the top rock star group, whatever, they wouldn't have analytics for their music or success till 6 months later. till after the tour, whatever. But today, it's instant gratification. So the reason why an artist, or namely myself, if I had posted on Instagram, I just posted a song that only got 14K listeners or whatever, versus the 30 million that I have on the low, how the hell would you feel, right? You're gonna constantly feel like a Macaulay Culkin, where it's like, oh yeah, I was a hit thing, but for that time, and I hate that, and so does everyone else, naturally. But it's like, is that where you end? Is that what this was all for? No, you had a bigger goal in mind. And for me, and knowing you two, actually, this is a really important point to me, because this last year, shout out to Kevin So, who Merch Labs working with me, and of course Ben as well, and Ellen, people who have brought me back to my faith, right? I started music, and this story I will always touch upon. Like, I started music when I was in 5th grade. I was at a Mexico mission trip. Right before this Mexico mission trip, my dad, who I had already had a terrible relationship with, he left us when I was close to like 2nd grade, maybe earlier. And he kept telling me, like, no, there's going to be a huge earthquake in the west coast of America, hemisphere, whatever, and you're not going to go to Mexico. And I said, Dad, my mom had put together all this money for me to go to Mexico. It's there. It's ready. I've already signed up, and my heart is ready to go. I'm going to go. And right there, he's like, if you go, it got a little physical because I got whatever. But I was in 5th grade. It's like, whatever. This man should be able to let this go somehow, right? But he didn't. And I went to Mexico, and I hadn't seen my dad for like 10 years, 12 years after that point. But that trip alone, when I was in Mexico, looking at all these kids who had nothing, man, like sleeping in little bunk beds, 4 stacked bunk beds in this little like caretaking home for these kids who didn't have families and stuff. I'm like, this is where I belong. And so at that time too, I was at such a disadvantaged state with my parents, financially, like, bankrupt, and it's the type of phrase that a 5th grader, 4th grader should not know. These terms are being thrown around, and I was living in that kind of environment. And so going to Mexico was a huge wake-up call. And in that trip, I gave my life to God. I was kneeling, crying, and looking for a purpose. I said, God, if you give me a life, something where I can touch the masses and show them that there's a purpose in life, that there's a reason for why you specifically are here, why you are important. Like, literally from that moment on, of course, there were hard times, hardships, and of course, along the way as well, I got to meet people like you. But here I am today. Even though it took 20 years of insight, looking deep into my life and all these things, but it's like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I'm brought back to something that's so good, something that's so bright, you know what I'm saying? It's just so crazy that this life is so 360 like that, It's very odd. Yeah.
Bro, I wasn't saying anything because I just wanted you to get all that out, man. Yeah. That's big. That's big. And, there's no mistakes. There's no things that happen for no reason. Everything happens for a reason. That's what I firmly believe in. Right. And, you coming on to this podcast in the state that you're in this new year with all the given circumstances, you know what I'm saying? And the, your childhood, I can tell, man, like, as you kind of like brush over certain things, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like you talking about your dad, you're like, oh, we don't need to get into that. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, man, dude. There's pain points in all of our lives. 100. But one thing I want to say to you, Justin, is, bro, I recognize your talent. You're a very talented dude. You have a very bright future in front of you, which is like a given. Good, great, that's cool. I don't actually care about that stuff, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I already know, like, yeah, you're gonna be fine. What I care about is what you just said. You're talking about where you found a purpose for you to be like, I'm not getting paid for this. You're on some like
purpose, man, for sure.
Purpose, bro. For sure.
So yeah, going back to that, where we want to, have it where it's not just because sometimes we get into some deep stuff when we don't try to. So it's like, whoa. No, it's not that we don't want to get too deep. It's just it kind of, I think especially for me as a producer, I'm learning how to steer like the
right
you know, conversation and stuff. So like what we wanted to do is I wanted to ask you know, our guests a few questions, and because we are a Asian American, Korean American podcast, and so like one of the first, and you don't have to get too deep into it because you're the first guy we asked, by the way.
Oh, for these.
So you're the first, yeah. So
you're the guinea pig.
You're the guinea pig. So
okay.
And so number one, right? What do you like most, or what do you think the coolest thing about being Korean is?
Okay. What is the coolest thing about being Korean? I think there's the obvious answer would be that, you know, we're trending right now. Like we are
trending.
Mm-hmm.
We are a trending.
We're a hashtag.
Yeah, that's so sad.
We're on American.
Damn it!
Koreans are on American radio right now, so you know.
You know, well, actually, bro. Okay, like you say, you don't want to get too deep, but then you know, in my mind though, okay, I'm a deep person, bro.
Get deep,
bro.
Okay,
go there.
Right. Yeah. Just like how he said, like we're hashtag, and what does that mean to me? It just means like, oh, we're hot for the moment. Like we're a topic.
Speak on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're a topic of, you know, importance for
We're
a moment.
A trend.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We're a trend, and like to hear that is like, man, I don't know. It sounds, I don't know if this is the right word, but it's like very petty. It sounds very petty to me. Like just, oh, you're gonna pick and choose like which, you know, whatever is hot for this time, with this ethnicity for this time, whatever. Like, oh, it's like, okay, so next year's gonna be Indian because they got bomb food. Like, I don't know. Like it's just kind of crazy to me.
I think Indians had their time. It was like the 90s.
Bollywood.
Dude, you better be careful with your words,
There's a lot of people over there. I think India's
India's
gotta need another time, bro.
I'm saying it was when they blew up, like the Indian food started getting popular, like, you know, Padma, you know, on Food Network, she was like, you know, hot. She's a hot Indian lady, you know, like hot. And then like there's all these other actresses, like Bollywood's blowing up, like.
I guess, but then again, my argument would be that, you know, well, this is just me, but it's like every race, every ethnicity should have another time, whatever, or whatever,
sure,
or should
sure.
it should be everyone's time every time.
Good. I have. So you say that we're hot right now. That's kind of like the cool.
Okay, there's that, and then the second part B of that is you know, also I'm very proud to be Korean in this time. Yeah, like though I said it is kind of weird that we have a spotlight on us right now, but it's like at the same time, I'm very thankful that that's true, because if we look at, you know, our past lives, like, you know, when we were a lot younger, you know, it was harder for Asian people to even be a topic of anything. You know what I'm saying? Even like that's the thing. So why I feel like it's crazy that Koreans or Asians, whatever, is a trending topic, but at the same time though, you know, and this is why being an artist is cool for me, because it's like I get to be in places, or I get to be involved in things that I feel like the general public may not be so attuned to. So when I am there, I get to see and dissect a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Like how people view whatever, you know, their view on the culture or whatever. So reason why I say that is because, yeah, trending topic, and people will treat me as like a unicorn.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, there's a little, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but it's like, oh, there's a Jungkook that just walked in the room. Like, but it's
There's
like, yo,
a Jungkook.
you know
That's
what
yeah,
like,
I
just
get it. I get
hearing
you.
that,
Yeah,
you know.
I get you. Yeah.
So like for me, it's like, damn, like, you know.
You gotta ride it though, ride the wave.
Yeah, which I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I got the mullet going on. You feel me?
Good.
Looking good, dog.
Ben knew.
I can't rock that.
I can't
bro.
rock that.
Yeah.
My hair doesn't even grow that long, or I mean, like that. It's like.
Well, Hyung, you have the mulletest of mullets right now.
Yeah, it's long. It's just, but it's very,
Yeah.
you know, weak.
It's weak.
Anyways, okay. Second question. Okay, so with that on the other side,
Yeah.
what do you think the worst thing about being Korean is, or the least thing that you like about your Korean culture, Korean side, Korean people, Korean parents, or anything? Just being Korean.
Just the point that I'm gonna make resonates very well with like kids my age. I don't know. You guys can tune in and, you know, say something, but kids these days say Koreans, or Korean males especially, are very toxic.
Oh,
that's what they say.
You guys got the worst.
We do. The Koreans have the worst.
We had it for a lot, but I didn't know like.
Actually, I argue Filipinos probably have it worse in terms of like, you know, general public.
I've seen a lot of videos that like there's campaigning for like Koreans being the worst,
The whole red
Vietnamese
flag
being the
thing,
worst,
yeah.
Filipinos
I
being the
learned
worst.
Vietnamese are the
the best.
guys. Vietnamese guys are the best.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Like
Are they the best?
That's
like
what I heard.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything bad about Vietnamese men.
Yeah, Vietnamese men.
Oh yeah, it's the Vietnamese girls.
Oh, wait,
Well,
wait.
actually,
I'm
though,
sorry, y'all.
my
I've heard.
girl-
That's just what I've heard.
my girl's
I've
Vietnamese.
heard.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, that's good.
Your girl's
That's a
Vietnamese.
good-
Wait. What I've heard is that, and what I've experienced is that Vietnamese women are very loyal. And
They are.
They
loyal,
are, they
but they are
are.
feisty. They got that fire.
Honestly,
Okay.
they're not your generation. I think as the fire has smoldered. But
Yeah, maybe.
We came from gang generation, gang culture.
yes.
where
Right,
most
right.
of these
Yes.
Asian chicks, if you're either a nerd or you have to get
Our
down with
hood
the gangs,
is
bad people.
fudge.
Okay, no, I understand that just from growing up in the 606. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Okay.
type.
Got
you
it.
know.
Okay, so you got a Vietnamese
So you
girl.
think? No, wait, hold
yeah,
on. So you
Vietnamese,
think? Why do you think we're labeled as toxic?
Well, okay, so they say that Korean men are quick to anger. Quick to anger, and then also
No, we're not.
What?
So you want to fight about it?
Quick to anger, yeah.
Either quick to anger or like when they get angry, they're like
Stay angry.
crazy.
Oh, like
just
they
insane.
just see red. We just see red.
Yeah, like blood. You know what I'm
I see
saying?
you, I
Like
see you.
there's
Yeah, I
that,
get
and
that.
then
I understand that.
you
Okay.
know, like
I feel like anybody Korean I ask is that's gonna be the answer. What's the worst thing about being like Korean culture? Korean?
Our temper.
Our temper or like.
well,
For
do you
me-
acknowledge
For
it,
me,
though?
yes, of course.
I will. I unfortunately.
Dude, this
have to
guy is
acknowledge
dude. It takes him when he gets heated, man. Dude, we got
Are you
down
pointing
over here.
fingers right now?
We almost got
dude.
down over
Wow.
We don't need to point
over
out.
inner like a.
Whoa, dude! You don't need to point
Well,
out the
so that's
details.
it. Yeah, okay, sorry. For myself, I get triggered easily too with like my wife. Like, and I'm learning how to not do it. And yes, I agree. Like, yes,
Wait,
Because
what?
man, our
So
dads were angry.
they were
dude.
angry.
And
So this is a
violent.
real thing. Like this
real.
is
Yeah,
we
yeah.
agree
It's
that
real.
I agree.
But-
I agree.
You know, by God's grace, we can
Sure.
overcome this.
yeah.
Sure. I think for me, if I were to answer that, I would say the entitledness of the elder, the culture, like you have to tucson, you have to. As much as you say that I like it,
You do
I
love
don't.
it. You live
I
by
like
that.
it when someone. I don't demand it though, and that's the thing, man. You think that I didn't? Oh, call me. I never did. Did I ever say that? Have I ever said
You
that? to
should ask me, Hyung.
Have I ever told you to
He
call
ha-
me Hyung
no,
or like?
actually, Ryan Hyung has never done that to me.
Just don't call me Hyung right now.
Ever,
That's not- you're not
ever.
giving me
It's
a
like Ryan 형님 새해
No, I just do
많이
that out of
받으세요.
respect, for
Okay,
sure.
no, thank
Yeah,
you. I
for sure,
appreciate
for
that.
sure.
No,
Every
and
time he raises his hand, you're like, oh no, you know. Like,
I know,
am
Ryan
like,
Hyung
I
goes-
am like 6. Wait, so you're 20. If you're 20, what year is that? Is that year
96,
the
96.
96?
Rat.
Rat. Okay, so GT.
Chiti,
Okay.
yeah.
Anyways. All right. So the last question. Let's go. Last question.
Okay.
So now, like right now, I feel like we're in the era of like things are being spoken. People talk like smack to each other. People are like bringing up like, oh, this racist. That's that. So there's conversations, right?
Yeah.
Being spoken.
Many.
So within the Asian American community, especially, what do you think the conversations that needs to be had in our society with Asian American culture or just anything, racism? Like, what do you think is to you the most important thing that needs to be spoken about?
Okay. All right. Only reason why I have that reaction and that face is because what I truly feel, and I'm sure you guys have felt as well, is that, like, look, I have to open with saying that anybody out there who has parents who immigrated here, right? Like, not parents who have lived here for like 2 generations on type, whatever. Like, I gotta be honest, right? It's like, so even my parents, right? I don't know about my dad, but like my mom's side of the family, right? I'm talking about my mom, my aunt, and my grandmother. Of course, they're not racist people. They'll never ever walk down the street, look at anybody of any other race, and be outright racist or hold any racist opinions about these people. They'll be open to them. But then again, so stereotypes, right? And that's the thing. So I'm gonna open up and also say that stereotypes with any race of people, like even for us, like anybody who may not be Asian, like may have a stereotype of Asian people, like just without them even knowing, right? So what I'm gonna say is that even with Korean parents, right? Like Korean parents who've been through the war, like my grandmother was literally like when Japan had invaded Korea, she was there. Like she was there with Japanese people in Korea, right? Given this in mind, like this is a long time ago, like 50, 60, 70 years plus, but it's like our people were still raped. Our people were still ravaged and taken advantage of. China as well, right? So just putting that out there, like that Korean people have had deathly hard hardships, right? Like something along the lines of a genocide. They hold, so my mom, my family, right? Mother's side of the family, they, whether or not they'd like it or not, they hold stereotypes of other people, right? So me growing up in Koreatown, during COVID and after COVID, there was a lot of talk about Asian people and Asian people being hurt or robbed or mugged by people of other race, and maybe even by people of the same race. Crazy thing is, this has been happening since I was not even born. It's just that the news never covered it.
Yeah.
Never. I was in K-Town, actually not during LA riots, but really like 2-3 years after, moved to K-Town, and then, you know, within the Korean LA newspaper, I would see, this grandmother, whatever, was hit by a car driven by a car full of black dudes who just robbed her or whatever. And the next week it'd be some Mexicans and then it'd be some Chinese folks, whatever. So a lot of these stereotypes are still held by the previous generation. So the hardest thing, and of course you're going to cut this later to make it, Yeah. So the hardest thing that I face is knowing that I grew up with people who look like them, the people who were robbing or whatever, right, is what I'm saying. Like, those are my best friends, and I still call them my best friends today. And the hardest thing is, like, not even that, like, when I bring them to my home, my parents know, of course, this is Justin's friends. Like, they're going to get the best of treatment. They're going to get the best Korean food. They're going to get love. They get all these things. But then anyone else, right? And I can't blame my mom. If she's going to, as a woman, as a small Korean woman who's going to walk outside into this dangerous world, of course, you know what I'm saying? If she sees somebody who looks like a thug, in her mind, in her kind of limited, but I don't blame her, in her limited mindset, that's a thug, right? And so, given this circumstance, like, it's hard. It's hard to think about that, because, I mean, on a more personal note, in my past, I haven't been the best person either. So it's like, it's just hard, like, for my mother to think that due to an outward appearance, like, that's a thug, like, just anywhere, because that guy could have been my videographer, just walking around in a Bape hoodie. Yeah. So that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, so this is a big but, and I'm saying, like, I think it's beautiful today that, and I'm sure so many people who are watching at this moment, like, who have a diversified group of friends who have grown up in America, grown up in Australia, Europe, wherever there may be a melting pot of different races and people. Such a beautiful thing,
Is that the conversation you would want to speak with the elders?
Yeah.
Elders about racism, or like what do you think needs to be spoken about in this society? What, like, one topic, like, we should talk about, like, even for you to say, like, hey, Koreans we're not a fad, we're here, like, or something,
Yeah.
What do you think that is a conversation that hasn't been spoken about in our society, but that should be, especially within the Asian American community?
100%. Yeah, so I mean, like, Koreans, though we are of a trending topic at the moment, like, yeah, we're not just a fad. Everybody from every different walks of life, like, they have a reason to be present on this earth and a reason to shine. And there's a very beautiful reason as to why they are here, culturally, ethnically, whatever it may be. And so what I'm aiming for, and we touched on this whole thing where there's a misunderstanding of, like, me being a pop American artist, but people come up to me and say K-pop all the time. That's okay. And I'm patient. I'm willing to be patient through this thing, through all of this, because really, I know that with time, all things will unfold in the way that we wish it to. And I just think that it's a beautiful time that we're living in. The whole Asian hate thing, like, I think that's gone and past. Like, I've spoken to so many people, and so many people who are even in social media talking about, how they really actively protested against that, how they would, talk to multitudes of people on, what's happening, and just trying to build upon that and trying to better the community, to be honest. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's gone and past. I think
not
it's,
like that.
It's
there's another focus on other people, I think.
It's still there. It's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
But like, people are still angry. People are still hurt.
Absolutely.
But I think what you're saying though, Justin, it's real big, man. Like, even from your own personal life experience, and you grew up out here. No one can tell you what you should think, because you think based off of what you've experienced.
100%.
You grew up in a place where life was what it was, you know what I mean? And, like, the way that your parents were treated, like, your mom, and then like your dad having left, and like, man, it's a unique life experience. So no one can tell you anything. No one's gonna be like, yeah, you should actually not think this way because
100%.
X, Y, or Z. Like, well, this is the life that I live. But I love that you have a frame of thinking that you're willing to be teachable. You're willing to listen to the other conversations. You know what I mean?
100%.
And I feel like the evolution of you as a, not even just as a artist, because I've seen that, but I feel like the evolution of you as a man, making your own decisions and like deciding for yourself, like I subscribe to this, or like actually don't really think I subscribe to that way of thinking. And I think that's important, bro. Like that's life, man. You got to make your decisions of like, what do I agree with? What do I not agree with? And it's not to like, draw the line in the sand and be like,
yeah.
it's not like me versus them. It's just like, all right, I think I'm more on this side of things, but like, I'm still willing to have the conversation. You know 100%. What I mean? And that's what this show is all about, man. Like we're literally here just to like, yeah, we crack jokes and we have fun and whatever, but like, we really want to understand, like, what are people talking about? Like, what are people struggling with? Like, what are the things that you as an artist, you know what I mean? Like, you're perceived as K-pop, right? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this guy's clearly Korean and he's got the Jungkook hairstyle or whatever. But then it's, nah, dude, this dude's American.
Yeah.
Like, he's not Korean. Like, he's not from Korea. He's from here. He happens to be Korean, though.
Y'all get them short jackets, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure you like that.
Short jacket,
Yeah,
crop top jacket.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, it's like we have to like really understand the nuances of everybody's backgrounds, and like literally that's what this show is about, man.
100%.
We're here to like joke and things, but like we're here to talk about the real stuff, man. So like thank you for being down to come on and just unpack your year, and then speaking of which, man, like what's going on in the year ahead, man? Like what can we be looking forward to? What's going on in the life of Justin Park?
Gotcha. So I have a multitude of singles coming out. Of course, a lot of content that I've been working on. Like I said, I'm going to be a lot more active on TikTok, and creating a YouTube channel that's going to circumference stuff like vlogs, personal vlogs, pretty much life stuff, but also challenges like the next video, or the first video that I'm going to post, is about like something along the lines of like, let's say a school teacher, a producer, a singer, a TikToker, a YouTuber, and then like bringing all these people and giving them a physical challenge, being like, oh, all these people who have some sorts of physical challenges in their life, like, well, a reason to be fit, right? Who's gonna come out on top given a multitude of different challenges? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's fun stuff like that. Kind of along the lines of a Mr. Beast sort of channel where it's like fun and easily digestible type of thing. So yeah, I'm working on a lot of things.
Is there music coming out?
A lot of music, yeah, for sure.
That's what's up.
For sure.
What's up. If people want to follow the journey, man, like where can they find you?
Okay. Most I'd say Instagram, Justin Park Official as well on YouTube. Justin Park, let me do it one more time. Justin Park Music on TikTok, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is for social medias.
That's what's up. We'll plug all of that in the caption and the description.
Thank you,
dude. Justin, thank you so much, man, for coming on, spending some time with us, dude. We just wanted to catch up with you and hang out, have an adult beverage with you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're excited for what's new for you, man. And you got nothing but the biggest support from us over here at Conversations.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, if you guys are discovering Justin for the first time, make sure you follow him on all of his socials. Check out his music on Spotify, YouTube, all the good things. Guys, we got an event coming out January 27th. Boo's Philly Cheesesteak in Koreatown. Conversations. We're doing our first ever live event. Make sure y'all come out. We're going to have food giveaways, drink giveaways, games, and some past guests that you guys, you guys will recognize. So make sure you come and check us out. And make sure you follow us on all of our socials.
Conversations_pod on everything. And it is Conversations _ for X.
AKA Twitter.
Oh man, I was like, what?
X.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I don't know. I mean, even
formerly
for me,
known
as an
as
old
Twitter.
guy, like remembering all
And
that
we
stuff, I don't
haven't
do
even
that.
posted a single thing yet.
We
so-
have posted one thing. But anyways,
That's crazy.
And that's where
make
we're
sure to
gonna-
come through to our event, guys.
Yes. And,
Conversations,
and you know what?
man.
Leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform. Write us a review,
Yes.
ratings, all that
Comments.
stuff helps us get visibility.
It helps us, guys.
And we got a Cash App.
We got a Cash App.
We got a Cash App.
Conversation.
Nice.
Peace out, guys. Thank you.
Conversations, man.